Ahoy there, it's Skyward Shield, and today is a truly tragic day. It's not even my birthday yet, it's the day before. Probably uploading this right about at midnight on the eve of my birthday, but anyway, technically it happened the day before, but it was just made public today. But for those unaware, Satoru Iwata, CEO of Nintendo, the big cheese, the big boss, the final boss of Nintendo, passed away due to cancer. He died at the age of 55, and I'll have some articles. I'll have an article at least linking somewhere to talk about his death. If you look around, I'm certain some articles will also talk about his achievement. And well, it's strange. It's not often that I see a lot of people get shaken up over a CEO's death because, like, oh, it's just another corporate head. He'll get replaced quickly. But the thing is, I'll be honest, I thought, I don't know if I've said it on videos before, but I thought honestly Iwata should step down as CEO and let someone young take the helm, because I criticized some of the actions of the recent years, especially when it came to marketing the Wii U. But I'm not here to be, I'm not here to be like, oh, he didn't make good choices. Now, I'm not talking about what he's done bad. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to just recognize and acknowledge the things he's done in the past. I won't list everything. I'll just list a few I found to be noteworthy or interesting when I caught it in my eye. But I'll just put it this way. I don't know how things work in Japan, so I'm not going to say it happens if it happens to everyone, but I'm going to say it happens more so in the West, specifically America. Capitalist, money-grabbing America. How often do you see a CEO of a big company who's on his high horse, and I'm not saying Iwata is on a high horse, how often do you see a CEO who's at the top of it all, makes a lot of money, not only take a pay cut because of the company's bad rep or the bad sales it's been having, so that way others don't get laid off, but also speak to the consumer via, in this case, with Nintendo Direct. Now, it's not actually in front of us, but it's as direct as it gets, and this is the digital age. The digital events and Nintendo Directs are actually they were when they came out, and they are still a great idea. They don't happen often, but when they do, people are like, oh shit, there's going to be some good news coming in. And sometimes they'll get specific ones, but most of the time Iwata leads the charge in the videos and talks about them directly to you. And I think that's a great thing as a CEO, and I honestly hope, we shouldn't be thinking of this right now, I shouldn't at least, the next person who takes the helm as CEO of Nintendo, of all of it, not just one side anymore, whoever is in charge of the whole thing should do the same thing. Maybe some people might at first get mad or disagree and not like who takes it up, because it's kind of like when, this is a very strange example, but like when JonTron left Game Grumps. No, let's not talk about that. But when Danny took over, people were hating him because he was new, he was different, he wasn't what we're used to. So I hope whoever takes over, I hope it's not Miyamoto, and I'll say why at the end, because I shouldn't talk about that, but it's just something, since I'm making a video dedicated to Iwata, I may as well say my thoughts on that. But anyway, so, oh great, now I lost my train of thought because of all these other flooding things. But hold on a second. Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. What I was trying to say was, I hope whoever takes over as CEO, and if they do this same thing, like what they did with Iwata, doesn't get as much flack, because, in the words of Iwata, please understand, someone has to take the helm, someone has to lead the company. That's just how it is. They need a leader, they need someone who can inspire. But I don't know who it'll be. I hope to God it's not Miyamoto, because Miyamoto clearly looks like he's already... it's not like he wants to get out of the game industry, but he wants less of an impact, so newcomers to Nintendo can add in their own ideas, because one man can only come up with so much, and the more people there are that can create ideas, the better their odds of making something stick. I actually learned that from my speech classes, but it's true. But I mean, maybe Miyamoto can be a temporary CEO until they get someone good who they deem worthy, because it's not going to happen in a day. I mean, Rome wasn't created in one night. I think that's how the saying goes. But honestly, I hope that when that happens, or they might not do that. I'm not saying that they will not get rid of Nintendo Direct just because Iwata died. Hell no. They're going to keep it going because it's worked, it's shrilled up hype for people, and it's something in the digital age everyone can find access to, and everyone's going to try to make time for it. And even if they miss it, they can still watch it and not be left out of the loop. It's not like E3 where once they talk about it, you might not hear it again. Well, E3 in the past, you're just going to hear a word from other people. But now you can just you can just see some companies' E3 press conference. But yeah. So anyway, in regards to what Iwata has done in the past, one thing he helped work on Earthbound, helping it come to fruition. He also worked on Gold and Silver, which Game Freak was still a very young and inexperienced team. They were a really small team too, so give him a lot of credit for that. And also, fun fact, Melee was actually going to get a delay because it couldn't meet the deadline, but Iwata stepped in and helped finish the rest of the programming, because he came in as a programmer. And yeah, he helped it to make it in time for the release date, and you know, people love it and they're so elite about it. It's like, only real Smash fans play Melee. but yeah, let's not get into that either. Seriously, this man has made an impact just as much as Miyamoto or Reggie. Well, Reggie is just a big American impact here, but in terms of gaming impact, you will not see one like that. I'm not saying in a long time, not like, it's like 20 years from now or something. Is that not? But he is part of the once-in-a-lifetime group of game devs, the ones who helped start bringing gaming into mainstream media. He's one of the big ones that did that, like Miyamoto and all that. And you won't see another one like that for not a while. Well, you'll see one come one day, but it will not be as. It will be also maybe one day as respected as Satoru Iwata. But yeah, I don't have much to say in regards to him, but he has impacted my life. Obviously, he's impacted everybody. He's helped work on some of the games in the beginning, like I said, Smash Brothers. He worked on Pokemon Gold and Silver, everyone's favorite Pokemon games but mine. And he's also been the executive producer of a lot of games. He's worked on a lot. He's touched most of the games you like from Nintendo. He's had some say in it one way or another. Like, I think one of the last games we're going to get from him that he's been involved in was Fire Emblem If, or Fire Emblem Fates as it's called here in the States. He was the executive producer for that as well. So I'm going to enjoy that one just for him. But honestly, it shouldn't be reacting so much to a game dev, or not a game dev, just a CEO, but he's not just a gaming CEO, because the gaming industry has had a lot of flack as of late, and it's really shown that some game devs, I'm not saying all, game devs and game companies, like looking at EA, have don't show a lot of respect to the consumer. But Nintendo has consistently tried to. Sometimes they fuck up, but hey, the company is made of humans, not perfect, not perfection or anything. Nintendo is just as flawed as a company as the next great one, like Sony, which Sony's fucking up everywhere else. Sure, they're doing great in the gaming industry, but everywhere else they're on the verge of death. I predict honestly one day Sony will cut all ties with everything and just stick to gaming. Not that will be a bad thing, but oh god, the job losses will be immense. That company's gonna shrink, but hey, that's their fate if it comes down to it. But as for Nintendo, it's uncertain, but I'm not saying, oh, they're doomed. Oh, hell no, they're most certainly not doomed. Nintendo is just as full of creativity as other gaming industries, or gaming companies out there in the gaming industry. And how Nintendo will react to this, it's very clear. They're gonna move forward, they will honor his memory, and probably stick to some of his practices, because this dude is a man of honor. When Nintendo succeeded, he's helped that success, he build the foundation for that success, and as you saw now, as Nintendo's empire is, I wouldn't call it an empire, but for a lack of a better term, when it started to get a little shaky, and that foundation is crumbling, he's trying his damn best to keep it together, and he kept it his best to the very end. And on a slightly unrelated note, we really need to end cancer, man. That cancer takes the lives of many. It's truly unfortunate. I know I've been touched by the loss of cancer with some of my family members, but so all the more reason to wipe it out. But this was I believe, bile duct cancer, and I don't know if this is true, but take this with a grain of salt, because this is like some screenshots I found from 4chan, or posted on 4chan from Twitter, and some say that they did the puppet thing because of Iwata's health, and he was also really sad that people were not so pleased with the Nintendo E3. So this is a really pessimistic way to look at it, and I honestly don't agree with it, but it's still something worth of noting. One possibility of how he died was thinking people didn't like Nintendo, or Nintendo really might have been sinking. And it's quite a bad way when you know that people are disappointed with you as you're dying, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think he died in a very sad way, and I can't say. I only hope for the best with his family, and with his family and friends and the company. I know other devs like Hideki Kamiya, the guy who worked on he works with Platinum Games, and primarily he's known for Bayonetta 1 and 2. You know, the guy that blocks everybody. He put a picture of him and Iwata holding up some game cartridges, or game cases, I think, and it's just like he's saying something like he'll miss him. But oh man, it's truly an unfortunate thing. I think that's all mostly I have to say. Oh, there was another one. Sakurai was also one of his close friends. So one other person, I don't know who said it, but it's a very good point. If Iwata had these much health problems, which I've no doubt had nothing to do with the work on his games, this was probably something internally. This was something internally that maybe he couldn't help, or he could have, but that's not the point here. Sakurai has said numerous times that making a Smash Bros. Game has had detrimental effects to his health. I'm assuming mostly mental, and it's led to depression and whatnot, or something like that. So it's like, Sakurai, man, take care of yourself too, because I know some Smash fans are very much ungrateful and it's like, make the next Smash. It's just like, but seriously, man, watch yourself. We don't want to lose another one. We don't want to lose another great game dev. And also, speaking of Sony earlier, they also did show some respect. It says, thank you for everything, Mr. Iwata, or something like that. It's like, that's some respect right there, Sony. Microsoft hasn't tweeted for like the past 7 hours, so I'm not like, oh, they didn't say anything, how could they? But Sony, man, sure, you guys are rivals in every shape and form, and on like the E3 stage and in gaming, but outside of that, you show your human side by honoring a guy who's made a big of impact, if not more, than you guys have. I'm not saying Sony hasn't made an impact. It's very clear they're making an impact this generation. But yeah, it's so nice when other people are just pouring in their respect. And he was trending on top of Twitter for a while because his death was so sudden. But yeah, I think that's all. I think that's all really need to be worth saying. Rest in peace, Mr. Iwata. I didn't agree with some of the things you did in the recent years, and I did wish that you would step down, but not like this. Obviously not like this. I wish your family the best. I hope you rest in peace wherever you go. And yeah, thanks for the games. Thank you for making the games, and I have enjoyed playing them all. Oh well. We have to move on. The best thing I can say is honestly just put it up with a smile and keep gaming on. There's another quote he has, something like, on my business card. It says like, I'm a CEO, but in my heart I'm a gamer. Something like that. I know the last part says, in my heart I'm a gamer. You can find it on YouTube. I think it's from E3. But yeah, I'll leave it on that better note, because well, he was one of us. a gamer. He didn't just make them; he played them too. So, yeah. May the family pull through these tough times, and may Nintendo especially pull through these tough times too. And may Nintendo fans as well persevere and move on. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Rest in peace, Mr. Iwata. Rest in peace.